the pantheon of legendary figures, few resonate as powerfully as Miyamoto Musashi, a samurai whose prowess extended far beyond the battlefield. Musashi became an icon of discipline, strategy, and unparalleled strength. His existence, woven into the fabric of history and folklore, continues to inspire and instruct those seeking a path of power and discipline. As we journey through the world he inhabited and the wisdom he left behind, we find ourselves in the presence of his legacy, a set of 8 key rules. These rules, distilled from a lifetime of combat and contemplation, offer more than just guidelines for martial prowess. They are beacons for anyone aspiring to lead a disciplined and powerful existence. Join us as we delve into the heart of Musashi's teachings. Let's uncover how these timeless principles can be applied to our modern existences, providing us with a framework for personal development, resilience, and self-mastery. This is more than a historical exploration. It's a journey towards understanding the essence of a disciplined and powerful existence, as guided by one of the greatest samurai who ever lived. Before we delve deeper, a quick reminder. If you're finding value in our content, consider subscribing to our channel. Surprisingly, only 14% of our viewers are subscribed, and your support means we can continue to explore these fascinating topics together. Now let's continue on our journey through Musashi's transformative wisdom. Rule 1. Accept everything just the way it is. In the first of Musashi's profound rules, we encounter a principle that resonates deeply with the essence of both the samurai's resolve and the sage's wisdom. Accept everything just the way it is. This directive, simple in words, carries a profound depth that can transform our approach to life's myriad challenges and surprises. Musashi's existence, a tapestry of deep wells, contemplation, and art, embodied this principle of acceptance. For him, acceptance was not passive resignation, but an active engagement with reality as it presents itself. It meant acknowledging the present moment in its entirety, without resistance or desire for it to be otherwise. This acceptance is the first step towards genuine adaptability, the ability to flow with the currents of existence rather than against them. Embracing this rule invites us to cultivate inner strength and tranquility. It asks us to relinquish our desire to control the uncontrollable and instead focus on our responses to the inevitable changes and challenges existence brings. This shift in perspective can be liberating. It allows us to engage with existence more fully, with a sense of peace that comes from understanding that things are just as they are meant to be at that moment. As you reflect on this rule, consider areas in your existence where resistance to what is might be causing turmoil or stress. Imagine the empowerment and peace that could come from accepting and flowing with the reality of these situations. Musashi's first rule isn't just a call to accept, it's an invitation to embrace the fullness of existence with all its unpredictability and impermanence, and in doing so, discover a wellspring of resilience and peace. Rule 2. Do not seek pleasure for its own sake. Musashi's second rule pierces through the ephemeral veil of fleeting pleasures, urging a pursuit that transcends transient joys. His philosophy underscores the distinction between shallow, momentary gratification and the pursuit of deeper, more enduring fulfillment. Musashi, in his multifaceted existence as a warrior, artist, and philosopher, recognized that the pursuit of pleasure for its own sake often leads to a hollow existence devoid of genuine satisfaction. This rule calls for a reevaluation of what we chase in existence. In our contemporary world, where instant gratification is often a click away, Musashi's wisdom resonates with profound relevance. He encourages us to look beyond the surface allure of immediate pleasure and to seek out what genuinely enriches our existences. This might mean cultivating relationships that challenge and grow us, engaging in work that is meaningful, or dedicating ourselves to a craft or skill with discipline and passion. Applying Musashi's rule in today's context involves a conscious shift in our values and priorities. It's about recognizing that genuine happiness often lies in the journey toward a goal, not just the achievement itself. It's found in the deep sense of satisfaction that comes from overcoming challenges, in the growth that occurs through persistence, and in the joy of mastering a skill over time. As you reflect on this rule, consider the areas in your existence where you might be pursuing short-lived pleasures at the expense of deeper fulfillment. Think about how redirecting your energies towards more meaningful endeavors could reshape your sense of achievement and contentment. Musashi's second rule isn't a call to eschew pleasure, but a reminder to align our pursuits with what genuinely enriches our existences, leading to a more profound and lasting sense of fulfillment. And Rule 3. Do not, under any circumstances, depend on a partial feeling. Miyamoto Musashi's third rule delves into the realm of emotional mastery, warning against the perils of relying on half-formed emotions. This rule highlights a critical aspect of decision-making and action, the need for a complete and balanced understanding rather than impulsive reactions based on fleeting or incomplete feelings. Musashi, who navigated both the physical battles of a samurai and the internal struggles of the human experience, understood the danger of letting fragmentary emotions dictate one's actions. He knew that such impulsiveness could lead to rash decisions, misjudgments, and actions that stray from one's genuine path and principles. This rule serves as a guardrail, reminding us to pause, reflect, and seek a fuller understanding of our emotions before acting. In our fast-paced modern world, where reactions are often demanded quickly, this rule is particularly poignant. It asks us to step back from the immediacy of our feelings and consider the bigger picture. Are these emotions representative of our genuine selves? Are they fleeting or deeply rooted? Will acting on them align with our core values and long-term objectives? Implementing this rule in daily existence requires mindfulness and self-awareness. It involves cultivating the habit of introspection, examining our emotions with curiosity and patience, and understanding their origins. It's about learning to recognize when our feelings might be partial or transient, and giving ourselves the time and space to develop a more complete, balanced emotional response. As you contemplate this rule, think about times when you've acted on partial feelings and the consequences that followed. Consider how adopting a more measured, reflective approach could lead to choices that are more in harmony with your genuine intentions and goals. Rule 4. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. Miyamoto Musashi's fourth rule encapsulates a profound wisdom that transcends the typical notions of self-importance, urging a perspective where personal ego is subdued in favor of a deeper connection with the world. This rule is a call to embrace humility and to cultivate a genuine concern for the broader aspects of existence beyond our individual experiences. In Musashi's view, thinking lightly of oneself doesn't imply self-deprecation or lack of self-esteem. Rather, it's about recognizing our place in the larger tapestry of existence and understanding that we are just one part of an intricate, interconnected whole. This perspective encourages us to look beyond our immediate concerns and to empathize with the bigger picture, the community, society, and the natural world. This rule fosters a sense of humility, a quality that Musashi valued highly. In humility, we find the ability to learn from others, to remain open to new ideas, and to see beyond the narrow confines of our personal desires and ambitions. It's a stance that promotes compassion and empathy, enabling us to understand and relate to the struggles and joys of others. Applying this teaching, in today's context, means actively seeking to understand and engage with issues that affect the broader world. It's about being curious about different perspectives, caring about community and environmental well-being, and recognizing that our actions have an impact that extends beyond our immediate selves. As you reflect on this rule, consider how a shift in focus from self-centeredness to a more world-centric view could enrich your understanding and experience of existence. Think about ways in which you can contribute to the broader world, be it through community involvement, environmental stewardship, or simply by being more empathetic and understanding in your daily interactions. Musashi's call to think lightly of ourselves and deeply of the world is a reminder that genuine wisdom and fulfillment lie in our ability to connect with and contribute to something larger than ourselves. Rule 5. Be detached from desire your whole life long. Miyamoto Musashi's fifth rule delves into the profound practice of non-attachment, a principle that underpins much of Eastern philosophy. This rule isn't about suppressing desires or living an existence devoid of ambition. Instead, it's about cultivating a state of detachment from these desires, allowing us to maintain mental clarity and focus, unaffected by the ebb and flow of fleeting wants and emotions. In Musashi's teachings, the concept of non-attachment is pivotal. It is the art of striving for goals and engaging with existence fully, yet not being consumed or defined by the outcomes. This state of detachment enables a person to remain centered and composed, even in the face of disappointments or unmet desires. It leads to an existence where actions are guided by purpose and principle, rather than by a relentless chase after fleeting pleasures or avoidance of discomfort. To incorporate this rule into various aspects of existence, it is essential to cultivate a mindset of observation and mindfulness. Begin by observing your desires and attachments without judgment. Understand that desires are natural, but also recognize their transient nature. Practice making decisions and taking actions that align with your values and long-term goals, rather than being swayed by temporary impulses or societal pressures. In practical terms, non-attachment could mean not allowing your self-worth to be dictated by your job, your possessions, or even your relationships. It means finding joy and satisfaction in these aspects of existence, but not becoming so attached to them that your happiness becomes dependent on them. Embracing non-attachment also involves learning to let go, whether it's relinquishing control over things you cannot change, releasing negative emotions, or moving on from past mistakes. It's about finding contentment and peace in the present moment, regardless of external circumstances. As you ponder this rule, reflect on areas of your existence where attachment might be causing turbulence or distraction. Consider how embracing non-attachment can lead to a more focused, serene, and purpose-driven existence. Rule 6. Do not regret what you have done. Miyamoto Musashi's sixth rule, do not regret what you have done, is a powerful directive for living an existence free from the burdens of past actions. This rule is not a call to carelessness or irresponsibility, but rather an encouragement to embrace our choices and learn from them, transforming experiences, even mistakes, into valuable lessons for personal growth. Musashi, a man who lived an existence filled with consequential decisions, both on and off the battlefield, understood the futility of dwelling in the past. His philosophy teaches that regret can be a significant obstacle to progress and self-improvement. Rather than being paralyzed by remorse, he advocates for a perspective that views every past action, whether successful or not, as a necessary step in the journey of existence. This rule encourages us to take ownership of our decisions and their outcomes. It's about acknowledging that every choice made was based on the best understanding and circumstances of the time. Instead of ruminating on what could have been, Musashi's approach focuses on extracting lessons and insights from these experiences. It's a perspective that fosters resilience, allowing us to move forward with enhanced wisdom and understanding. In applying this rule to modern existence, it's essential to practice self-compassion and forgiveness. Reflect on past actions and decisions, not with a sense of regret, but as opportunities for learning and growth. Ask yourself what each experience taught you, how it shaped your character, and how it can inform your future decisions. Moreover, this philosophy encourages a proactive approach to existence. It's about making decisions with conviction, doing your best with the present knowledge and resources, and then accepting the outcomes, knowing that they will contribute to your growth and understanding. As you consider this rule, think about areas in your existence where regret may be holding you back. How can you reframe these past experiences as valuable lessons? How can you use this understanding to empower your future choices? Remember, in Musashi's teachings, the past is not a shadow to be escaped, but a teacher to be embraced, guiding us towards a more enlightened and purposeful path forward. Rule 7. Never be jealous. Miyamoto Musashi's seventh rule, never be jealous, is a profound call to cultivate a sense of contentment and self-assurance, essential for anyone seeking a disciplined and powerful existence. Jealousy, often rooted in comparison and a sense of inadequacy, can be a significant barrier to personal growth and happiness. Musashi understood the corrosive nature of envy and advocated for a mindset that rises above such emotions. In delving into this concept, it's important to recognize that jealousy often stems from focusing excessively on others' successes or possessions, leading to feelings of resentment and inadequacy. Musashi's philosophy suggests a redirection of focus from external comparisons to internal development. By concentrating on our journey and progress, we can cultivate a sense of fulfillment and self-confidence that renders jealousy irrelevant. To overcome envy, one can start by practicing gratitude and recognizing the value of one's unique path and achievements. Acknowledge the accomplishments of others without seeing them as a benchmark for your self-worth. Musashi's teachings encourage finding inspiration in others' successes, rather than viewing them as a threat to our self-esteem. Another key aspect is to actively engage in personal growth and self-improvement. Set personal goals and work steadily towards them. Celebrate your progress in milestones, no matter how small they may seem compared to others. Remember, Musashi's path of the warrior was as much about personal mastery as it was about combat skills. Additionally, fostering a mindset of abundance can be incredibly helpful. Instead of viewing success and happiness as finite resources that are diminished when others achieve them, see them as abundant. There's enough success and joy for everyone, and someone else's achievements do not limit your potential. As you reflect on this rule, consider areas in your existence where jealousy might be holding you back. How can you shift your focus to your personal growth and achievements? How can you cultivate gratitude and a sense of abundance? Remember, in the philosophy of Musashi, the path to a disciplined and powerful existence is paved with self-assurance and contentment, not with envy and comparison. Rule 8. Never let yourself be saddened by a separation. Miyamoto Musashi's 8th rule, never let yourself be saddened by a separation, addresses the inevitable experience of loss and change in existence. This rule is not about suppressing emotions or denying grief. Rather, it's about embracing the transient nature of existence and finding strength and resilience in the face of separation or loss. Musashi, who lived an existence marked by constant change and numerous farewells, understood the pain that comes with separation. However, his philosophy teaches us to view these moments not as endings but as part of the natural flow of existence. In his eyes, accepting the impermanence of relationships, achievements, and even existence itself is crucial to maintaining inner peace and strength. To cope with loss and change, it's important to allow yourself to grieve and acknowledge your emotions. Musashi's teachings do not advocate for emotional suppression, but rather for a mindful and accepting approach to these feelings. Recognize that sadness and grief are natural responses, but also that they are transient emotions, not permanent states. One practical way to deal with separation is to focus on the present and engage in activities that bring a sense of peace and fulfillment. Whether it's through meditation, physical activity, creative pursuits, or spending time in nature, find ways to ground yourself in the present moment. Another aspect of Musashi's philosophy is the importance of continual growth in learning. Use the experience of separation as an opportunity for self-reflection and personal development. What lessons can be learned? How can this experience contribute to your growth as a person? Additionally, fostering connections with those around you and building a supportive community can provide strength during times of loss. Sharing your experiences with others and listening to their stories can create a sense of solidarity and mutual support. As you consider this rule, think about how you can apply Musashi's teachings to your own experiences of separation and loss. How can you embrace the impermanence of existence as a path to resilience and inner peace? Remember, in the philosophy of Musashi, every farewell, every change is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more centered in the journey of existence. As we reflect on the 8 rules laid out by Miyamoto Musashi, it becomes clear that his teachings transcend the era of samurai and battles, offering timeless wisdom that is profoundly relevant to our modern existences. These principles provide a blueprint for a disciplined and powerful existence, grounded in self-mastery, resilience, and a deep understanding of the world and our place within it. Accepting everything just the way it is helps us embrace the present and adapt to existence's ever-changing nature. Not seeking pleasure for its own sake guides us toward more meaningful and lasting sources of fulfillment. Avoiding dependency on partial feelings ensures that our decisions are well-rounded and aligned with our genuine selves. Thinking lightly of oneself and deeply of the world cultivates humility and a broad perspective on existence. Being detached from desire your whole life long offers a path to mental clarity and focus. Not regretting what you have done teaches us to view every experience as a valuable lesson. Never being jealous fosters contentment and self-confidence, liberating us from the constraints of comparison. Never being saddened by a separation enables us to handle loss and change with grace and resilience. Each of these rules, when integrated into our daily existences, has the potential to profoundly transform our approach to challenges, relationships, and personal growth. They encourage us to build an existence not just of external achievements, but of internal strength and wisdom. As you embark on or continue your journey, I invite you to ponder Musashi's teachings. Consider how each rule can be applied to your circumstances, aspirations, and challenges. Think about how embracing these principles can lead to a more disciplined, focused, and ultimately powerful existence. In the spirit of Musashi, the legendary samurai and philosopher, let us strive not just for success in the conventional sense, but for a deeper sense of power and mastery over our existences. Let his wisdom guide you in shaping a path that is not only successful but also meaningful and fulfilling.